the pain is killing me. I'm getting super old now.
Percy, is Fwed taking the mick out of me because of my aches and pains?
Basically, yeah.
Now he has real aches and pains. Hi, I'm Chris and welcome to my show, Smeg Chris.
Did you have to hit me so hard?
No, not really. I just wanted to. Before I get on with the show, do you guys have a new episode?
Yep.
Fine, it's now time for another episode of...
Sorry how I felt that. Fwed!
I'm starting to see a theme in your episodes.
What is your cousin? Sorry, music.
You know what I meant. Let's change the subject to my good news.
You're quitting? I'm kidding.
Before I get on to my good news, I want to tell you about my health history.
His brother and father met, got together.
Back to my health history. I'm talking about 7 years ago when out of the blue, this finger went numb. At first, I found it amusing. 2 months later, I so did not. I had to go to the hospital because I was in lots of pain. In fact, I was in more pain than listening to Ollie Murs sing. Long story short, I had a slip disc that was causing a lot of pain in my back. This trapped a nerve which travelled all the way down my arm, into my finger and my thumb, and all of that was in agonising pain. And that's why my finger was numb, and actually my thumb started following suit too. See, when I do this, it feels like I've got rubber gloves on. To top it all off, in June of 2010, on my way to Berlin, my neck, right here, ripped. It just tore. It was that horrible, I ended up passing out 5 times. Luckily I wasn't driving, I was in the back seat of the car. But after the initial pass out and I'd wake up, I actually did not know where I was, who I was, what was happening, but this only lasted a few seconds and eventually all of that memory came back to me, and then the last thought was, your neck just ripped. Passed straight back out again. And like I say, it happened about 5 times. Felt like cold water was running down the inside of my neck. To be honest though, I don't try to think about it, it still creeps me out.
Well, I got a feeling every day, extra Fwed.
Gee, thanks.
I'm saying you're feeling tonight.
Thank you, Percy, I get it.
For months I was suffering, unable to sleep until about 3 or 4 days later when I actually passed out from exhaustion. But after a few months the pain actually did subside, but I was still suffering. I've seen many doctors and spinal specialists and spinal surgeons. I eventually went to see a chiropractor. Huh? You saw a dinosaur? I'm going to buy you a dictionary. I still want a yo-yo though. The chiropractor diagnosed that it was my left shoulder that was misaligned, and because of that it was causing all of these problems. I'm not really sure of how she came up with that conclusion and all the details because I've heard so many theories that it's all become a jumble now. For 7 long years I've had to put up with it. The only thing that I knew for certain was that my left arm was very weak. I've had to use my right arm for nearly everything.
Wink, wink.
Is that going to be a running joke from now on?
Maybe.
Now on to the good news. About 2 months ago I noticed a difference in my left arm. I was able to use it more. In fact, the strength in my left arm suddenly, with no warning, no email, no fanfare, no firework display, no Danny Elfman concert, was no longer weak. But I was having some weird pain, so I decided to make an appointment with my doctor. Whilst waiting 66 years for that, I was able to go see a physiotherapist at my work who poked, don't say it Fwed,
What did I say?
and prodded me, and he couldn't see any problems with my arm. I also saw my chiropractor while still waiting 300 years to see my doctor, and she said that I hardly needed any adjustment doing at all. And that's the first time that they've said that to me in the 4 years that I've been going. Eventually I got to see my doctor a century after making the appointment, and I asked her to get a scan on my shoulder and my back. She sent me to a physiotherapist. Doctors. However, I saw him and he poked, don't say it Fwed,
Seriously, what did I say?
and prodded me. He even got me to do 10 push-ups. That's more exercise than I've done in the past month. He then told me that the weird pains that I've been having are signs that I'm starting to improve and that I should start exercising more, especially my left arm. He did suggest a few things like running or joining a gym or go swimming. I tried the latter the other day and you know what?
You had to be rescued by Pamela Anderson?
I still have things I can throw at you. After my swim, my arm felt normal. No pain at all, which is very unusual for me. In fact, the only thing that was hurting was my spine, but I was able to stretch it afterwards and it was fine. I didn't mean to make that rhyme. It's a far cry from that time when I was in Germany 7 years ago and I was in a swimming pool and I could only use my right arm. I was actually turning in circles. Truth. Fingers crossed, I'm finally getting better. It's only taken 7 years, which is a shorter time than waiting for an appointment to see a doctor these days. Oh, one more thing. The physiotherapist said that if my finger was ever going to stop being numb, it would have done so after 6 months. I said, yeah, that was 6.5 years ago. I'm used to it. In fact, I can do things like this.
Oh, I forgot if I said off on things like that.
Oh, so did I. Honest. Anyway guys, it's time for me to go. Thanks for watching and subscribing if you have. Until the next time, peace out. Do you think I'm kidding about this? I'm not. I can barely feel it. Although sometimes I do start having strange sensations in this finger, like there might be a pulsing feeling or it starts tingling, and once in a blue moon it burns on the inside. I don't know what it's doing. I really don't like it when it does that, but it's great for party tricks.